2 days after I died, a fae handed me a sword. I took it without thinking, a habitual response to being handed something, then stared down at the length of steel in my hand as if I'd been tricked. When I looked back up at him, he met my startled expression with grim eyes. "There must be a mistake," I started. He tilted his head, his sharp, pointed ears shifting slightly as he regarded me. It made him look like an animal, something wilder than a domesticated human creature like myself, with all the dangerous beauty of a tiger. "No mistake, Lillian," he said, his tone not quite reaching kind, but with the taste of sympathy behind it. "You agreed to join the army as the price of your life. Your training begins with the sword." I dropped my eyes back down at the thing. It looked surreal, something out of heroic tales and museums. "I thought—" My voice cracked, and I had to swallow before trying again. "I thought that meant clerical work, not this." "It means this," he said, as if he were a parent telling a child something she didn't want to hear. "Go meet your captain." The fae pointed through the doorway, a rectangle of sunlight in the dark stone door, and turned to select the next sword. I went. What was I supposed to do? Even though I breathed and my heart beat against my sternum, I died saving Millie, putting my body in front of hers when the boiler exploded. She had 2 young children and a husband in the trenches, and I'd acted without hesitation, knowing it would cost me my life. But I'd gone to Duluth for the sole purpose of helping the war effort, putting my hands to the task of making steel so our boys in the war wouldn't die in vain. Of my 4 brothers, 2 were at war and 1 was in the grave. How could I have done any less? Ma and Pa could run the farm with John's widow, and even with his bum knee, Clifton was helping, practically running the town on his own while the other men were at war. But now I was dead to them, standing on the stone of a world that shouldn't exist, stepping into a war fought by creatures beyond my understanding. Several pairs of eyes turned towards me as I stepped out into the courtyard, and quickly flickered away. Humans, all of them. People like me, snatched from the precipice of certain death by the fae for the promise of another day. Blinking under the wan sunlight of winter with a sword in my hand, I didn't know how to feel about my decision anymore. Had I made a Faustian bargain, selling my home in heaven for the animalistic need to keep breathing?